Aries, it is Sweet Joy. What is up? Welcome to my channel. God bless you. Tarot. I'm doing your captain reading. Coming out of the chariot season for March, and we're going into a new journey in April. And I wanted to discuss our ships, relationships. We're the captain of our own ship, and where we are now, is from what we've been thinking and doing in the past. I wanted to let us do things right now, and then, make a change if needed. So this is to see who you are, what kind of captain you are. So the first card I have is Child Divine. All right. Innocence, purity, and redemption. Suggests a special connection with the divine. So as you can see, this person is a child able to, so happy, innocent and pure. And redemption is like some things that went wrong are being righted now. So if this card was reversed, it would be like you couldn't defend yourself against negative forces, but this is a blessed card. So this means you're blessed. Okay. The next card we have is Wounded Child. Okay, so this baby is maybe a wounded baby. All right. This was reversed. So blames all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds. Resist moving on through forgiveness. If you were to turn it around, which it is, awakens compassion and desire to serve other wounded children. Opens the learning path of forgiveness. So if this was turned around, which I like to do most of the time. Okay. So basically, if we were all sparks of life and the sun was out, you could see that there's a black sun, which it is a black sun. I believe it's a black sun, but the black sun is inner truth to me. And this tapestry is basically the web of life, right? But the truth is always surrounded by the sun. Okay. So if we turn this around, we can see the person, if it was upright, it would be protecting the children who have went through the same things you have went through, And then because you're a child divine, you're, basically your innocence, purity, and able to redeem yourself leads other wounded children. So when when something happens and you do something, because redemption is in here, meaning you do know how to say you're sorry and be the best you and know that you're blessed, but at the same time, you may not take responsibility for all of the things you do, blaming those who you haven't forgiven. And one of the things, forgiveness is one of my great areas. I'm a good forgiver. I have a lot of problems, with people doing the same things over. So I do know how to cut people off, but I do know what forgiveness means. Not only do you release negative thought patterns, but their belief in a situation. Let's see. So just say you're at the grocery store and someone steals your park, but they get the park, you don't, and then you get another park, and then it happens to be closer because you're a blessed child. Okay. The person who is a wounded child would go, oh, that's just my part, blah, 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 and don't even know you're a blessed child, because we are all blessed. They would, be prideful and go, people shouldn't, people always have taken my part because maybe it was your part and they just stole it. People have always taken my part in the past. So I'm going to be, I'm going to be acting that way because this is what happened to me, not going, is it wrong for me today? I'm having a good day. Should I give this person their park? I know it's theirs. I mean, it's as simple as that. And then when people are totally wrong, you go, well, they used to be divine children. They came from the same place as me and they're wounded. So how can I help them? By forgiving them. Maybe you need to give them a hug, or I don't know. Sometimes it's leaving them be, or, it's different things for different folk. So the clarifier card with a Native American card, it was weird because it says 3, joint effort. So the joint effort card talks about the rushing in of energy. If you want something to work, that you have to keep putting energy into something for success. And it's the Empress card I make. It's the earth energy and an air energy card ruled by Venus, which is love. So a walrus, if you look at, like, this is the main person or the main child. Okay. These might be all wounded children. What would be the, why would effort be, what would be the outcome if everyone got the walrus? I mean, everyone would eat tonight and be happy. Everybody could go home. Everybody could get out of the cold. Because land is way back here. So they got to already get the walrus, and look at their tiny little boats. They're going to they need each other. And the water, the flow helps them to navigate. Because when it's just think about it, they're in the water, put your brain there. They got to navigate their sticks and their boats and their bodies and their brains and their eyes and their breathing and their stamina, and it's cold. And they know that that's the dinner. The teeth maybe for jewelry or tools and stuff. And, the walrus, if we know about nature, sometimes, with joint effort, things are made easy all of a sudden. So this in relationship to, these are the clarifier cards with the tarot. You got the Hierophant reverse, and a Justice, and a Decision. So there's been some injustice, and the Hierophant talks about you believe. So because it's reverse, I believe you don't believe. And you're trying to decide, has there been an injustice in relationship to maybe something you've done as a divine child? Like, you're blessed, but sometimes divine children are this age. Look at how young he is. He may be just 4. Maybe he's 2. So if a 2-year-old goes to a person, you look old, lady, that's the truth, right? Or that's a fat lady. I'm just saying things that my kids have done in the grocery store. I can't go, oh, they're not fat. You know what I mean? Because they are fat. But what? The innocence and purity of it and the redemption of it, they're just children. Okay, so I have to give them, pull them to the side and go, teach them what. So this divine child has some ways about them sometimes that speak truth, but can hurt people's feelings, or not see what people are trying to tell them. And if it is a divine child that's wounded, it'll be even harder because they're shielded. You know what I mean? They're not. So if this is dealing with marriage or something unconventional, or a workplace, or you're deciding 2 people or 2 ways to go about money, maybe investments. Okay. Dropping cards. I'm going to pull one more after that. So the Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, right? But there are some waters, and the ship is going up and down. Ship is going up, and you see that smaller ship not doing well. I think this is you because it's the same color. So you're a bigger ship. Maybe having some anxiety about which thing you want to invest in. Not knowing if it'll be a right thing to do, and maybe it's unconventional. Is it against your morals and values to do some things you want to do? So the basic bottom line is, as the wounded child was reversed, it says blames all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds, resists moving on through forgiveness. So forgive, and then you'll find the answer to this, whether you should invest in something that perhaps isn't just. But I want to see, because this is the captain. This is who you are on your ship. This is not a love reading or a reading about, it's a reading about your life, but this is what kind of captain you are. So you know you're a divine child captain, and you know you are a wounded child. You know you were reversed, so you need to forgive others. You know that. Now, right now, you need to make a joint effort in every possible way you can, because 3 is the Empress, and you want to make Aries, you are air. You want to make the air and the water and the people and everything move smoothly, and that's going to do that with joint effort. But as a captain, you are a captain that's indecisive about what's just and maybe what's been done already and it's not being done now. So let's see what kind of captain you'll end up being after you make this decision, because we want to turn this, well, yeah. So, and that would take the Hermit card. You're going inside and looking within, right? And seeing what, because everyone knows you could pull some cards and get the answers, but sometimes the cards just say, you need to make a decision. Uh-oh, Virgin card came up. So is something right about doing something new? Or it could be literally, yeah. So maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit. So let's put this candle here for her. When I look at her, she looks a little guarded, because blue is fears and, desires and wants. And the red is emotions. Maybe you have a lot of love for a lot of things and people. And you want to maintain the purity of your heart and spirit, which is why you have to decide very carefully. You're a ship, which is a big ship. So you don't want it to sink like some other ships. Wasn't just about marriage or getting married, or some people, there may be 3 people helping. It's joint effort. It may be 2 people you're deciding about. And because the card is upright, you do not have a fear of intimate union. So maintaining, just think whatever is the right thing to do in your heart and spirit. Because as you can see, she's holding on to her own solar plexus, and her heart is in there. And then this looks like breasts, her neck, which would be fertility. So this may be the Empress card. Even though the Empress card is like already pregnant a lot of times. So I don't know. I've been doing psychic readings for a very long time. So I'm using my intuition, and I'm saying you're doing a great job to even be here making a decision about wasn't just about your union, either in business or love. And just that the Virgin card came up and the Divine Child came up. These are your 3 main cards that keep a pure heart, and then you're going to have the compassion to serve and desire. You got to want to do it. I mean, you can have compassion and go, oh, yeah, that's sad for them. But if you don't have the desire and want to help others, especially others who are hurting, you'll never forgive anybody, because at the end of life, you'll go, wow, I need to forgive myself. And then everybody else is just too late, because you're at the end of your life. You can forgive yourself at the end, but it's good to forgive yourself now. That allows you to forgive others. So no, if you heal your inner child, which is a lot of ways to do that, I have different techniques. Just email me for advice. You won't blame your childhood anymore, because you actually go back and heal your inner child. And then as that inner child is healed, your spirit and soul connects with your mind and body and nature, and you become balanced, and you become older and older and older and older past the hurts, you see. And so that's so nice. You just have to open up a little bit and share some of your wonderful self. If this is you can't go wrong making decisions, especially if this is, you're trying to make sure it's the right decision. So, Aries, I'm Sweet Joy. Thanks for coming to my channel. God bless you. I'll see you next time.